Hey guys, sorry, I'm back. That was a technical issue right there. So, we are back on the channel here. Um, sorry we missed that, but yeah, it's all good. We're going live right here, and Sam's joining us soon. I sent him a new link. Hopefully, I'll be on soon. We always seem to have technical issues. It seems that way. But hey, you know what? We're gonna make it happen. Thank you very much all for being here. I really appreciate that. And yeah, this is an important video because a lot of Aspie men, they have trouble with their confidence when it comes to like running a family and having that responsibility. So I'm really glad that Sam has not only made it work, but is giving that advice to others. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? Thank you for being on here. Let me see what Sam's up to. I am live now. That's what I'm saying. Anyone want to come on and just hang out while we're waiting? Let me post the link. Hi, Annie. Good to see you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Busy on Instagram, plus I've been doing live streams. Okay, for sure. Good stuff. Oh, I just saw you uploaded a video. You're back at the arcade again. That's good. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing good. Let me check up on Sam real quick. Not sure where he is. Oh. But yeah, if anybody wants to come on, let me know. Just getting him updated on the link situation. All right. It's 9 a.m. here in South Australia. Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah. It's funny how those time zones work. I've always been very interested in that. Like it's crazy how it's August 5th for me, but it's August 6th for you. I find that very cool. Let's see the video details here. Well, I appreciate your patience right here. I definitely appreciate your patience. Anyway, how's your guys' day been? Mine's been pretty good. Jeremy says, and the crazy thing about me is you never know what I'm up to, lol. Yeah, you and me both. I don't even know what I'm up to sometimes. All right. Same, I'm a geek for ADHD. Yeah, we all are science curious. I've noticed that. I've definitely noticed that. I actually have both, so my mind's pretty chaotic, but it's all good. I love to go on adventures, but I like to plan accordingly. That's the thing. So let's see what's going on with Sam here. You got both too, yeah. We make a living. I'm wondering if I can call him on my computer. No, I can't. Just click. Well, yeah, Sam is having some technical difficulties here, but that's quite all right. I can work with that. I'm going to be a teacher, so I need to be flexible with some technical difficulties, which is fair. We got 5 in the chat right now. Don't discover it. That's funny. I'm going to put that up there. Yeah. Well, I discovered Star Wars and I don't have a life anymore. Yep. All I do is Star Wars, mountain climbing, truck driving, and Dude Perfect. That's it. That's funny. Expect me and my friends might just do except me and my friends might just do some skits as well as bringing anime into autism. That's cool, for sure. Did I get back on? Yeah, I did. Man, I wonder where Sam is. It sucks that he's having trouble. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to set the StreamYard up on my computer. And then I'm going to try to call him. My life is study 10 pets and Star Trek. All right, fair enough. All right, so I'm gonna switch accounts real quick because I need to FaceTime Sam. So we'll see what's going on here. I'll be back. Oh, never mind. There he is. All right, never mind. There we go. That's better. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Jeremy says, try playing a game where you're shooting dinosaurs. Oh, there's Sam. All right, cool. Let me leave. Hey, there you are, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Thank you for being here once again. I know we had some technical difficulties last time, but we'll get it figured out. All right, so everyone seems to be back. Let us get started. Oh, I lost the questions. One sec. Okay. So were you diagnosed before or after you met your wife?
I was diagnosed at 14, so well before my wife.
Okay. And just curious, how many years did you know before marrying?
All right, let's see. 11 years before.
11 years, okay. And what were some strategies you used in order to have a long-lasting, thriving relationship?
There are many things, but I guess the first thing is learning that relationship starts with any relationship, where you're dating a man or a woman, starts with your journey inward. learn to love yourself. You gotta ask yourself, would you date yourself?
Hmm.
Because whoever you're going to attract is going to be similar to you. So look for someone that's similar to you. The big thing is, next big thing is ask yourself, what do I actually want in a partner? Um, you gotta ask yourself, what do I bring to what am I willing to bring to the table? Because a relationship's two-way street. Your autism does not excuse you from giving to your partner. Like both partners have to give and take.
Right.
Many, I've seen many young Aspies, make mistakes. They think because they're autistic, that they have nothing to give, so they just take, and they burn their partners out. That's why their relationships don't last.
Right.
So you have to learn to give, and it may be your partner may be the first person you've ever truly given to. The other part you gotta recognize is that what if this is new to you, it's because your first example was your, not to get Freudian here, but your mom. Your mom gave you so much, but your partner is not your mother. Your partner is equal to you, and it's this give and take. And that leads me into the next big advice, that your parents are not involved in your relationship if you want it to be successful. There's two people in a relationship, and it has, whatever problems you have to be worked out between you and your partner. And if you're struggling and you're, to solve a problem, go see a therapist and bring your partner with you
Right.
and work it out with your partner. You're not working it out with mom and dad, because mom and dad have their own relationship. This is a mistake, I made early on, because, growing up on the spectrum, we became very codependent on our family because
Sure.
we're quote disabled. We're
Hmm.
not, just wired differently. And once you realize that you're wired differently, and accept that and love that, then you're going to attract someone that loves the way your brain's wired and is willing to work with you.
Right. Yeah.
Um, the next big advice is humble yourself. You do, you know, you're not going to have your relationship solved in 30 minutes like a sitcom episode.
Hmm.
You're not going to have a relationship solved with the length of a Disney movie. Um, a lot of people in the spectrum, like, because it takes us a long time to get into a relationship, all we have to go off is TV, because we're very visual thinkers. But realize, like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That happy ever after, there's a lot of work in happy ever after, and once you get to happy ever after, you have to be willing to work with that person the rest of her life or his life. Are you willing to work on yourself the rest of your life in order to make the relationship work? These are big questions that aren't talked about when it comes to autistic people and dating, because we're taught all you need is special interest, and boom, there you have love. No, there's so much more to it.
Hmm.
And then you have to be willing to go down the rabbit hole with your partner, deal with all your crap, all their crap, all their good qualities, all their bad, everything that they are, and you have to be willing to explore it. And if you can't communicate in the traditional sense, you got to find a way that you can. Um, those are some of the big tips I can think of at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very good. Definitely like keeping an open mind and like take your significant other and like just like kind of do your own thing and not your parents' thing. I think that's absolutely huge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, what people fail to realize is that there are so many like significant others out there that will embrace neurodiversity and will embrace like your unique patterns and all that. Um, you just gotta like keep an open mind out for them and put yourself out there and be yourself.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And the big key thing I want, any neurodiverse people that are watching, is that there is no such thing as a normal person. Like, neurotypical is just a phrase that some people use to make themselves feel comfortable. Like, everyone has something going on, whether it's autism, bipolar, schizophrenia, or the other million half diagnoses there are in the DSM.
Mhm.
The key thing is, are you willing to work with this individual with the way their brain is wired? Because whatever you're asking of them, you have to be willing to do it yourself. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
my,
That's why I really like what you said, like the dating yourself. Because like if you can't find the positive qualities, like why bother? I guess you know what I'm saying.
Right, because you're just going to end up in those superficial relationships that don't go anywhere.
Right, right.
You're never going to get to, I'm sure some of you, you're not going to get to the physical intimacy that you want to get to. You're not going to get that have anything real. Like you have to really put yourself in the relationship fully in order to experience, the love, the sex, marriage, all that stuff that you see in the movies. Like you have to put you into it.
Right, yeah.
And the other huge big part of it is there's no secret to it. Like for example, I used to think that I had to be smooth like James Bond in order to get a girl. And it took me years to realize it wasn't what he said. Because if you really look at what he said, they're terrible lines, but it's his confidence in who he is that gets every girl to swoon over him.
Yeah.
And once I started doing that for myself, I got my wife, and I continued to excite her in so many ways because I'm growing confidence in myself, and that's what your partner wants to see. Where you're dating a man or woman or whatever you identify as, is you want to see you put in. You don't have to be a perfectionist. No, that's another thing. Many people on the spectrum think they have to be like the perfect partner all the time, or they can't. They won't even bother jumping
For
in.
sure.
And I set the bar at if I can just be my best 75% of the time, give myself just at 25% time to mess up. It's okay because when it does happen, oh, I know if I do some chores and do certain things, I can make it up to my wife, and that's the thing. If they want if you want someone to accept you, you gotta accept them, and just give and take.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely right. And one of the things that I'm fortunate enough to learn is that like expressing to the person who I want to be my significant other that like I definitely am not perfect. And that like I'm just like kind of telling her up front like, hey, these are some things that I struggle with. Will you help me with this? So I hopefully that's advice everyone else can follow. So why is it so difficult for people on the spectrum to not only get married but stay married?
I think there's a lot of us out there that just struggle to get into a relationship,
Right,
not
right.
marriage. I think what the struggle is like I said, like too many of us are perfectionists, that we have this image in our head of what marriage should be, what our partner should look like and be like. And your partner can, like you just said earlier, help you with your sensory overloads and the other things you're dealing with, but they're not going to solve your problems for you. If you're going to enter a marriage, they have to work with your partner to solve your problems. They can be supportive. You can't look at them as the solution to all your problems. Oh, if I just get married to her or him, my life will be better. No, life still will come and kick you in the groin when you've met the perfect person, and that person will support you, and you have to be like you have to pick yourself back up and willing to put the work in to
Right.
feel better. And that's what I think a lot of ass people miss. Because we watch so much TV, because we spend so much time at home. We have this illusion that this partner fixed everything, but we don't think, okay, happy ever after has happened. What is that detail? No, what that details is putting in the work with your partner. If you want to date someone who's a model, like I hear, like, or this, then you have to be a model yourself. Like you have to hold yourself to the same standards as that other person.
Right.
Uh, and that's a huge thing I think ISP people miss. You have to bring something to the table. Autism does not excuse you from uh, giving in a relationship. It doesn't excuse you from being a part of my language, but an asshole. Autistic people, we can be assholes.
Right. Mostly unintentionally.
It could be unintentionally, but but you have to be like, oh, I was such an asshole back there. Turn around, and be like, honey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
And then work through her so it doesn't happen again. And the other part is, be honest, like, honey, it takes me a really long time to learn something, especially like a new behavior or a new way of communication. Like, but I'll get there. I like to call it, honey, I'm on Hawaiian time. I get there. And
Yeah.
the huge thing that I would say to Aspies are trying to be in a long term relationship, like, don't think there's like this time limit on how long until you get a concept like an emotion or reading your partner. Like, as long as they see you putting in the work, if they are the one, they stick around. The other big part is if you act like your autism is the problem, they're
Right.
but if you act like no, it's part of me, it makes me who I am, it gives me my superpowers, they're not going to see it as a problem.
Right. Exactly.
Uh, the big reason that they don't, uh, they struggle to stay in a relationship is because we're so used to taking.
Mhm.
Like, we're like we used to having this like Avengers team around us that support and prompt us through life. Once
Yeah.
you're an adult and once you're in a marriage, there's no Avengers team. There is maybe your therapist and your partner, and maybe some close friends, but really it's on you. And your partner, if your partner's seeing you constantly just parrot what they're saying just to make them happy, or just saying yes to everything, they're gonna catch on. Like, does this person even have an opinion of their own? And like,
Exactly. Right.
and that's what you gotta voice is your opinion, not be afraid of it. And also, like, be honest with your partner, honey. I only can listen for 5 minutes. It's as far as my attention span goes tonight. Or if you can't process anything your partner is saying, some nights I have it where I can't process what my wife's saying. I have to be strong enough to be like, honey, I need to go off and ground myself so I can actually hear you. Uh,
Right.
and also, when you miss a cue, you have to speak up. Like, honey, I understand what you said, and learn to explain your autism to your partner, how it affects you personally, so they know how to work with you and actually tell you in a way you understand. What phrases do you hear so you get a concept? Um, and you got to advocate for yourself. Mommy and daddy are not going to be there handing her letters of recommendation and stuff, explaining your behavior. No, it is you. And if you still are struggling to explain it, take her to your therapist.
Right.
That's been one of the big things that's helped in my relationship is having my therapist explain it in neurotypical terms, how my mind works, and it's made my relationship better. But you have to be involved in the relationship, not your parents. You, not your best friend. You have to be in the relationship with your partner.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Giuseppe and Miguel said honesty and transparency, which is definitely key to this relationship. Um, great stuff. Yeah. So, generally speaking, neurotypicals and autistics essentially speak different languages. So, how do both of you use your different languages to your advantage in this relationship?
Um, let's see. Well, one thing that helps my wife, who is quote unquote neurotypical, she helps explain the people. She's like a translator. The big part is we look at each other's language as, like you said, a language, a culture,
Mm-hmm.
and then we play to our strengths. That's the keyest part of our language. My wife is a people person, a social butterfly. So I let her handle that. But my strengths are task orientation, getting things done around the house. Uh, yeah, and the big part is the biggest language that trumps my autistic language and trumps her neurotypical language is our love languages. My wife's love language is acts of service, meaning when I do things for her that shows her that I love her. For me, it's words of affirmation, which means when she compliments me, I feel loved.
Yeah.
And there's a great book called The Five Love Languages. I forget the author right now, but I think every Aspie should look up and read it. Like,
Yeah.
how do I feel love? How do I give love? And you gotta look for a partner, no matter what neuro language they speak, that can give you that, and you can give them the way they receive love.
Well, the way that I see it in my past experience, like the right one is pretty good in all five of them. That's what you kind of got to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, five what?
like the five love languages.
Yeah,
Like,
we all have one, like one out of five. Like we can do the others, but one that like makes your heart sing. That's your language.
yeah,
You gotta work with your partner to be. I need this in order to feel love and secure in our relationship.
mine is definitely touch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right, cool. So what advice would you give for an Aspie who wants to be a good family man but is hesitant if he can do it or not?
First off, I would one write out your definition of a family man. Are you a man that works all the time and barely sees family? Are you a present family?
Okay.
Second, I would hang out with the people that share those values. So once you get married, hang out with other family. Don't hang out with your friends from high school who are still dicking around and don't know what the hell they're doing. Uh, Look for that's another huge thing.
So look for new people, basically.
Right, like if you're
Okay.
just go to your church or synagogue or whatever you go to, and uh, it's scientifically proven that we recycle our friends anyway every 7 years. So just look for new friends, and if your high school friends get married and are on the same boat as you, then you can relate again. But be okay with letting go of relationships that don't serve you if you want to be a family man. You want to
Sure.
look who's looking or already has a family. That's how you can aspire to. And the other big thing is, once you have your definition, then that's your Bible. That's what you have to live by.
Okay.
And like your relationship with your partner, you have to love yourself. Like, what kind of family would I want to be a part of? Uh, that's another huge thing. Okay, I want to be a present father that plays with his children. Okay, play with your kids. If you want to be spend time with your family, okay, let me get a career where I can pay the bills, but also be home in time for dinner. If you want to be the one that is working all the time, then you have to pick a wife that's willing to wait up for you. Like if you're a doctor or a science, whatever you choose to be, like it has to match. It has to match your family goals. So one of the things that me and my wife bonded over is we both wanted a close knit family where we're all in this together. So we both picked careers where we're home by 5 or 6, and we can spend time with our child and each other, and we value that, and also recognize that there's some sacrifices. Like for me, I went to concerts all the time before getting married, like constantly. But now, like due to the pandemic, but also due to having a family, more importantly, I have to limit myself to only like a handful or one or two a year.
Right.
That you're not going to have all the time to play video games for 12 hours or whatever your special interest is. You have to accept that your life now encompasses other people, that you have to put time into these other people, that you can't like ignore them and go into outer space and be like studying your special interest. If you want your relationship to work, you have to make time for your partner and be like, and I'm not saying you can't have special interests. Maybe put an hour a night to spend time with your special interests. But when your partner is home, when your children are home, you have to be in the room, in the room where it happened.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Awesome. That's great advice, and hopefully everyone can customize that to their goals. Um, so, have you learned any secrets about living your best life than you did before marriage?
I would say I learned all my best secrets after marriage, and me and my wife, because quite honestly, I was quite a bum before my wife, living in my. I would go to work and like just hide in my apartment. It's only when I put myself out there to life that I started getting my best secrets. I went out into the courtyard of my apartment and I screamed at the universe, I want to meet my wife. And God guided me through the steps to meet her. And through there, since then, it's been nothing but good hard work. And it feels good to work. Don't be discouraged. That's one big life secret I learned. Don't be discouraged by hard work, because the reward of working your ass off can really, the rewards are so worth it.
Yeah.
Look at, for my fellow Aspies out there, look how hard you do the work learning how to talk, how to tie your own shoes, how to get through school, get through what you've gotten through so far. It hasn't been worth it for those things. Why wouldn't you put that same heart into your relationship with your partner, but most of
Definitely, yeah.
your relationship has to be with your faith, whatever that may be, yourself, and then your spouse has to be third and most important. So you're not taking care of yourself. You cannot be there for your partner.
Right, yeah.
Because if your cup's empty, what do you have to give?
That's true. It's kind of like on the airplane where they say, like, if the oxygen masks come down, like, put yours on so you can help others. That's basically, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also reckon a huge lesson is there is no rules to this. I know we are taught in our autism schools that there are these unwritten social rules that we must follow in order for people to like us, so we don't offend each other. But just like rip that, like that's just your foundation. That's something to jump off of. That's not, as Barbosa says in Pirates of the Caribbean, there are more guidelines than actual rules. And once you accept that and realize that you have to make your own rules, you have the power. Right there, you have the power to have any relationship you want, a good, healthy relationship.
Right, for sure.
And then for those of you who are struggling to understand what I'm saying, when you learn to drive, there are rules of the road that you study when you get your permit and your license, right? But when you get out on the road, you realize not everyone follows these rules. People are running red lights. People are doing.
It's a thank you comment.
Oh, you're welcome, Bumble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the biggest thing you can do is make sure you keep your car safe, that you keep yourself safe,
right.
And and bring your partner along for the ride, and and that's how you navigate through life, and take it one day at a time. As we say in Philadelphia, trust the process, and just realize the relationship. There's nothing finite in stone. It is a constant moving, constantly evolving, and you have the privilege of falling in love with your partner again and again in new ways as you both evolve, because they will not be the same person they were when you first met them, because they've changed from meeting you, you've changed from meeting them.
Right.
And you just gotta go with the change. I know, we have this big fear as Aspies of letting go of control, but if you just put your faith in God and yourself, you've handled so much change in your life, from coming out of the womb to meeting your partner. If you recognize I've changed so much, I can handle more change. And just those are the big secrets I learned since me and my wife is we're always changing, and that's a good thing. There's always something about your partner and yourself to fall in love with.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Sam. And April was absolutely right. The conversation is very inspiring. So glad we had this interview. So, yeah. Everyone, please go give Sam a follow at Huber Family Adventures on Instagram. And what's your YouTube channel again?
It's just my name, Samuel Huber. Right now, my show is on Instagram Live. So if you go to my Instagram TV, you'll see my most recent interviews. Everything I'm doing right now is primarily on Instagram. So
okay, for sure.
Follow me there. DM me if you have questions about anything you heard tonight. I'm an open book. Because the only way we're gonna be champions as autistic people is talking to each other.
Oh yes, yeah. Communication is key for everything, from relationships to working out issues with friends and all that. So,
Amen.
thank you, Sam. See ya.
Okay. All right.